All right, welcome to World History Credit Recovery. This is going to be kind of an Ed puzzle driven lesson based, I guess you would say, on trying to get us through world history and get some credits. So, this first unit is going to be talking about prehistory or early man and what caused them to settle. So, with that, with the first lesson, we're going to talk about the Great Migration. And we're going to be talking about several things, but the thing I want you to really listen for in all these world history lessons is the causes and effects that drive world history. So because something happened, what then happened? And you'll notice that more times than not, the effect will then become the cause, which will lead to new effects, and then the cycle goes on and on and on. Okay. So the second thing I want you to listen for, and this is going to be for your summative question about environmental influences or environmental factors of human migrations and patterns of settlement and culture. So simply put, what did they use from the environment in order to stay in one spot? What did they use from the environment to develop their culture? So with that, you're going to be writing a one paragraph informative response at the end of each one of these units. So please make sure you're listening for these targets along the way. So, getting into this lesson specifically, we're going to be talking about what caused humans to move around. Okay, that's what migration means. So, what caused humans to move around from the environment? So, here is a timeline of world history back to the earliest that we can trace mankind or Homo sapiens. So this is 250,000 BCE. So this is a long, long time ago. And we have early man that's going to show up in Africa. So this is the earliest that we can trace human beings back to because of different skeletal remains. And we just can use carbon dating to place it right around this time period. Now, recent things have actually taken this back to 300,000 BCE, but for our purposes, a long time ago. So if you go down the timeline of things, you're going to notice that human beings are going to start making their way around to different continents of Asia, Europe, Australia, both North and South America at this time, and then more specifically North America. So why this matters is because you got to remember, back to science here, that all the different land masses, the continents, all used to form one massive supercontinent called Pangaea, and they were able to walk everywhere. So this is going to be resulting in how people are going to move. So notice which continent is not mentioned. So which continent was not settled by early humans? So, how nomads operated. So, what does this mean is that nomads are going to be people that are going to be moving around, not really staying in one spot, and they're going to be doing it basically for food. So, if you look at this cave drawing right here, so this is way before the history of writing. So, notice how we know this history by looking at paintings like this. So, you see someone, man or woman, hunting this what appears to be like a deer. So we get this and we can see a couple of different things. One, their technology. They have bow and arrow. Two, which gender role did what responsibility. Three, what type of animal did they possibly go for? Because they're not just going to draw pictures just to draw pictures. It's not like they're sitting through a boring world history credit recovery lecture. But why this matters to us also is that we are going to basically find out how things worked, okay, for us in today's society. So you'll notice also that humans are going to follow animals all around. So again, this is a map of the globe today. However, keep in mind, all of this fit together at one point. So that's how they all walked around. You can see about what years ish they all moved around in. So you're probably wondering, well, how did they get all to the islands, especially these remote ones, I guess you would say? Well, here's where I got a reference to the documentary I saw one time called Moana. They had boats. They figured out how to do it. Okay, and then I'm going to talk about how they make them eventually. So, why were human, or second question, why were early humans nomads? And so, what changed? And there's something called the Great Transition. And this is when mankind is going to shift from hunting and gathering, so going and finding food, to now you're going to notice that they're going to start to farm it. And when they can actually farm it, that's when food surpluses are going to now build up. So when people are well fed, that's usually when populations go up, and you're going to see this happen a couple of times over the next couple of lessons. But more importantly, it's going to allow people to stay put. Okay, so they don't have to follow those animals around. They can now, you know, use them. They can cultivate them. They can domesticate them, and all the while, they don't have to hunt them. Okay, so anyways, food surplus, settling down, farming is all going to be a reason why human settlement first happened. So, what term was used to describe mankind shifting from hunting and gathering to farming?